how to make my no-bake Biscoff Tart with a Biscoff base, Biscoff filling, Biscoff Ganache. It is delicious. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where today I'm making one of my favorite no-bake desserts that I've ever done, which is my no-bake Biscoff Tart. It is so simple, so luxurious, so delicious. Honestly, if you like Biscoff, you're going to absolutely adore this tart. It has a Biscoff biscuit shell, Biscoff filling, and then a chocolatey Biscoff Ganache on top, and then of course even more Biscoff on top of that. So it's just everything Biscoff you can imagine in a no-bake tart. It is perfect and it is delicious. I definitely just hit my hand on that, so sorry about that. But either way, the recipe will be in the description box below, link to the blog post, and everything else that I use in the recipe will be there in case you need it. And let's get baking. So to start this biscuit base, of course, we are using Biscoff biscuits. So biscuit base is 300 grams of biscuits, and I just grab the normal Biscoff biscuits and I'll blitz them to a really fine crumb in my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can just bash them in a large bowl with the end of a rolling pin to a really fine crumb. And then once you've done that, you mix in your butter. The thing about Biscoff biscuits is they need slightly less butter than a digestive. So if I was making a digestive base, it would be 150 grams of butter, but this is only 100 grams, and you can use a baking spread or block butter that you've melted down for this bit. Both work perfectly, but at the end of the day, you just need to mix them together and it'll be perfect. So once you've pressed down your biscuit base into the tart tin, you then fill it with some Biscoff spread. I always lightly melt mine down because it's easier than trying to spread it across the broken biscuits. So this is quite runny. But then we make the luxurious ganache. It's 5 ingredients, simple and delicious, of milk chocolate, dark chocolate, double cream, even more Biscoff spread, and some unsalted butter. It is important for the butter for this to not use baking spread, as it may split, but it's only 50 grams of block butter. You melt everything together in a bowl, either over a pan of simmering water in a bowl or in a microwave like I do, but you just want to melt it together until smooth, lovely and luxurious. I'm going to start by adding my Biscoff biscuits into my food processor. I break them down slightly just to make sure it blends super easy. And then I blend these until smooth. Once they're blended, I then pour in my melted butter and mix in to a wet sand texture. Once you've mixed your biscuit base together, grab your loose bottomed 9-inch tart tin and press into the base and sides firmly. I tend to use the back of a spoon and then my hand to guide pressing the biscuit base into the sides of the tin first. Then I will press down any spare onto the base. I always make sure to press it down really firmly, just so that the filling doesn't leak out. So once your biscuit base is pressed down, I have a lovely runny Biscoff spread. So I'm just going to pour it on and smooth it over slightly, and then chill it briefly in the fridge whilst I make the ganache. And I just smooth it over ever so slightly so it reaches to the edge. So I'm going to start my ganache by adding my unsalted butter to a bowl, and then I'll pour on my milk chocolate. I'll add my dark chocolate as well. Of course, I'm going to add on even more Biscoff spread, because why would you not? And finally, I'm going to pour on my double cream. So now I'm going to melt this in the microwave until smooth. I do this in short bursts, stirring every now and again until it's a smooth mixture, and then we can pour it onto our tart. Once the mixture is nice and smooth, we can pour it onto the base. Smooth it over in your tart case and then set it in the fridge before decorating. So now my tart has set in the fridge, I usually do that for about an hour. You just want to do it until the ganache is firm, and then you can decorate and leave it to set further, or you can set it fully, then decorate. Either way, just wait until your ganache is firm. But I'm going to take it out of my tart tin now. This is why it's much easier to use a loose base one. Just FYI, honestly, if you use a pie dish with no base, you're going to struggle. I would just decorate it in the dish. But either way, I'm going to take it out, put it onto my plate and give it a nice drizzle and some extra biscuits, and then we can enjoy. So now my tart has set in the fridge, I'm going to decorate it. But just so you know, you can set it in the fridge for about an hour and then you can decorate and finish setting, or set it for about 3 hours and then decorate after. It's whatever is easiest for you. But I'm going to add on a drizzle of some melted Biscoff spread and some extra biscuits just to give it a lovely little look, and then we can enjoy a delicious slice of my no-bake Biscoff tart. And then finally, I'm going to crush over some biscuit crumbs. So that is how you make my no-bake Biscoff tart. It's just luxurious, delicious, chocolatey, and absolutely full of Biscoff, which is exactly what you want. So of course, I hope you enjoy a giant slice of this like you should. Of course, make sure to check out the full recipe in the description box below, leave any comments you want, and of course, full recipe is on the blog as always. If you have any recipe requests for YouTube, browse my blog, let me know what you want to see filmed, and I will add it to my list. But of course, come back next time for something else utterly scrumptious. Enjoy!